It's talk o'clock. It's talk o'clock. It's talk o'clock with Josh. What up, poo butt? You like that? That's what I'm calling my audience now, poo butt. You're a poo butt, and 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 I'm the biggest poo butt of them all. Welcome back to Talk O'Clock with Josh. I am your Josh. We're live in the recording studio, shaped like my living room. So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the whole pandemic going on. You see that dude that fucking bought like 18,000 bottles of fucking hand sanitizer and then marked them up, like tried to sell them on Amazon? What a fucking dill hole, man. What a fucking asshole. Who does that? Who buys something in a pandemic and then marks up the price to try to make a profit? By the way, I got my Corona care package. Let's dive in to see what we got. Box of tissues, very practical. You got some face masks, spare face mask, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, baby wipes, fistful of gloves, and some disinfectant spray. All of this can be yours for the low price of $69,420. You know what I really don't get? Automatic hand sanitizer dispensers. If the hand sanitizer is doing its job, then it doesn't need to be automatic. So my leasing office sent me a piece of paper here, basically telling me all the different ways that I can get money, and you think they might be looking out for you, but really, they just want their money. They're not looking out for the little guy. They're like, hey, go get EI. Get some assistance so we can get paid. Yeah. How fucking shitty is it that they're just like, hey, man, go get some money so we can take it from you, fucking assholes. It's that time again. It's time to read the fucked up news. Time to read the weirdest news. Time to read the fucked up news. Here comes the weirdest news. Woman horrified after 2-inch goldfish grows into monster and eats tank mates. Alexandria Miller from Chicago, USA says her pet goldfish Gerald is a whopping 12 inches and has to be kept apart from other fish after devouring several of his tank mates. A horrified woman says a 2-inch long goldfish she won at a carnival has now grown into a huge flesh-eating monster. A flesh-eating monster. She thought her new pet was a standard size, but says he just kept growing and now measures a whopping 12 inches. I measure a whopping 12 inches too. Alright, now Alexandria from Chicago says she has to keep him isolated from other fish as he has eaten several of his tank mates. I know what it's like to be in isolation. He has already outgrown 2 of his tanks, costing her €1,000 to replace. When I first got him, he was in a plastic bag and was just under 2 inches. He looked like your regular goldfish, and I thought they grew to their environment, so I was expecting him to stop growing, but within a month of me having him, he was already getting bigger. And you also know what Qui-Gon Jinn says, right? There's always a bigger fish. The huge goldfish likes to make it known when he is hungry. It just taps on the glass and it's like, feed me. He does lay around a lot. The fish lays around? Just gets out of the tank and just like chills on the couch? Oh, I don't feel like doing fish things today. When he's bored or hungry, he jumps out of the water and likes to grab the thermometer inside the tank. He'll click it against the glass till he's got our attention. He's food motivated but can be calm until he's hungry. Wow, that's a pretty intelligent fish. Wow. Smart fish. Then he seems to get grumpy towards me, but if I put a smaller fish in there with him, he will eat them, which he has done several times. I don't think they've driven home the fact that this fish eats other fish. Gerald shows no sign... Fish named Gerald, that's cute. Gerald shows no sign of stopping growing, and his owner is already looking for the next tank. Alright, moving on from the big-ass fish, it's time to talk about a big-ass dog. Enormous 15th Street 7-foot-tall Great Dane mistaken for horse and wouldn't hurt a fly. 7 feet tall! The owner of a 7-foot-tall Great Dane says her pooch is constantly mistaken for a horse. However, that doesn't stop Thunder, the god of thunder and rock and roll. However, that doesn't stop Thunder, who weighs more than 15 stone. Gotta look up how much 15 stone is. 15 stone in pounds. That's 210 pounds. That's more than I weigh. Holy shit. That doesn't stop Thunder, who weighs more than 15 stone, from trying to sit on her lap. I love when big dogs think that they're lap dogs. My dog does that too. He's like 80 pounds. The colossal canine lives with Jenny Sakachia. Jenny. He lives with Jenny, 35, and her home developer husband, Chris, 37, in their 4-bedroom house in King City in Ontario, Canada. The 8-year-old hound cuts such a striking figure that when they take him for a walk, passing drivers frequently pull over to take pictures, convinced that he's a horse. It is a pretty fucking big-ass dog. People stop to take photos and can't believe that he's a dog. Jenny, who herself is 5'1", she's 5'1" and has a 7-foot dog. I wonder if she's ever put a saddle on him and tried to ride him like a horse. They think I'm walking a horse. Even the vet is always talking about Thunder because they can't believe how big he is. Despite his size, Jenny says he's a gentle giant who is adored by children and smaller dogs alike. He is so well behaved we can leave food out and he won't touch it. He just hangs out with us. He pokes his head in the fridge but doesn't touch anything. My friend has a 2-pound Chihuahua who loves Thunder. That just makes it seem like the 2-pound Chihuahua loves the sound of thunder. She jumps on his ankles and he's great with kids. All of our nieces, nephews, and cousins love him too. The Great Dane is even afraid of smaller dogs. That's like you know how elephants are afraid of mice? That's like that. It's the couple's Pomeranian Chi-Chi, Malamute Tulu, and Yorkshire Terrier Peanut who rule the roost in their house. Kit, he wouldn't hurt a fly, Jenny added. If you yell at him, he'll sit in the corner and turn his back to the wall. We baby him because he's so good and gentle. Jesus, this is just a big dog. There's a theme in my podcast of dogs getting mistaken for other animals, like the one that got mistaken for a lion. Alright, this should be fun. Woman's shameful spa experience end with her walking the streets naked. How does that happen? Let's find out. Treating yourself to a spa break is the perfect way to unwind and escape from the stresses of day-to-day life. Not in quarantine, but for Sababa, that's her name, Sababa, and Bara Salam. Her nice relaxing day out ended up being the complete opposite, and she says it was the most embarrassing moment of her life. It all started when she arrived at a spa in Germany with her boyfriend. Well, that's your first mistake. You're in Germany. They were quickly told that the site's rules meant that while swimming suits were allowed in the pool, in the sauna you had to be naked. I just imagine there's a lot of girls going in there, getting wet and leaving a slug trail in the sauna. When they get up, it's like a suction cup. It's like... So she went to get undressed and grabbed a towel on the way to meet her boyfriend in the sauna. All fine so far, but she ended up going through the wrong door and finding herself locked in the fire escape area with just a tiny towel to cover her dignity. But that's not even the worst part. It gets juicier. It's a secret sequence episode. The first number and the secret sequence is 7. The number again is 7. In an attempt to get a passerby's attention, she banged on the door and yelled for help, but it was no use. Poor Jenny. Fully crying. None of this half-crying shit. Fully crying. I ran downstairs trying to work out which part of me I should cover with my lil towel. L-I-L towel. My lil towel. My face? A single buttock? After another failed attempt on the floor below, she reached the ground floor and found an open door into a terrifying machine room with massive fans and pumps and electrocution symbols on everything. I bet that was shocking. She said, "Friends, there's nothing quite like running naked and crying around an industrial machine room. I spot a service lift. Out of sheer panic, I run into the lift, covering each boob in turn." So like every step she takes, just handful of boob, mashing the buttons. Out of sheer panic, I run into the lift, covering each boob in turn, mashing the buttons. Why not? She's just covering one boob at a time, hitting the button, and just, instead of, putting her whole arm over both boobs and using one hand to press the buttons. She notices a security camera in the lift and is torn between "I don't want anyone to see this" and RLLY want someone to see this and rescue me. You couldn't have used full words? You had to spell out RLLY? Are you a teenager texting this in? Finally, a German man starts speaking on the loudspeaker, which, since she doesn't speak German, she assumes he's saying, "The naked girl in the fire escape lift, please stop mashing the buttons." Can you imagine they're just like, they're sitting in the control room and this naked lady is in their fucking fire escape and they're just like put on the fucking loudspeaker and they're like, gas the fire escape because Germany. When the lift doors eventually open, a spa employee, which he described as the most dressed man to ever be wearing clothes. That's a good way to describe someone. Is standing there with no towel in his hands. Well, if he's the most dressed man ever in clothes, why doesn't he give you like a fucking piece of clothing? He's a man. He can give you his shirt. He's allowed to have his tits out. She starts following him through the fire escape passage, but realizes the only way to get back to the spa is to leave the building, walk down the street, around the corner, and through the reception where a queue of people are waiting. Holy shit, dude. Oh, the embarrassment of having to walk down the street naked? Dude. At this point, she's crying hysterically and cowering at the side of the pavement. Well, yeah, that's horrifying. I now have an out-of-body experience, a shame blackout. I reached my max. I go fully through embarrassment and out the other side. Time slows down. I can hear the music of the spheres. The fuck is the music of the spheres? With nothing to lose, she drops the washcloth, puts her shoulders back, her head high, and follows her savior down the street, whilst ignoring the people staring and pointing. Dude, if this is the most dressed man ever lived, he probably has like a sport coat on or something, right? Dude, why are you just letting this lady walk around naked? That's so mean. As she waits at the reception desk for him to explain the situation, she assumes an elderly lady hands her a lobster-shaped pool float to cover her modesty. Congratulations, old lady, you are the bottom line of decency. A lobster-shaped pool float to put around her puss. She continued, the receptionist asks me for ID. I am wearing only a lobster. Where, friends? Where would I be keeping my fucking ID? It actually says that in the article. Where would I be keeping my fucking ID? That's a good point. Where the Yeah, hold on, I just have my ID in my purse. Hold on, I need to grab my ID out of my asshole. Seriously, if someone doesn't turn this into the opening of a porno, I will be very upset. And you know I've seen every porn video, so I know when something new happens. When she finally found her boyfriend in the cafe, she was relieved and ran to him sobbing. But instead of asking if she was okay, he was grumpy because he'd been left waiting for an hour. Worst boyfriend ever. Alright, I didn't plan this out very well, so I'm just gonna give you the last 3 digits of the secret sequence. Here it comes. The last 3 digits of the secret sequence are 481. 481. Alright, that's it for today. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, like the Facebook, buy my merch. Also, don't forget to clickety-clack that like button, leave a comment describing the best meal you've ever had, and if you want to make Big Papa really proud, you can hit that subscribe button, my little poo butt. Alright, I'm gonna play you out with a little improvisational song. Buy my merch. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's all gonna be okay.